Alright, real quick, I want to make a video before this gets popular because I want to be the first person to notice it. I have discovered a word that I believe is going to be the new transgender, non-binary label that they all use for clout chasing or whatever it is that they do it for. I have this theory we've been talking about on stream about how back in the 80s and 90s there used to be a certain amount of transsexuals, and now it seems like there's way more. So I think there's like a legitimate group of less than 1% of the population that is like serious transgenders or whatever. And then you have all these other people that are like the emo kids and the scene kids that are just like trend chasers, and they want to have TikTok channels and Instagrams and YouTube feeds, and they want to be special. And the thing about the emos and the goth kids is that they all try to be special in the exact same way, and they end up where none of them are special, because if they're all special, nobody's special. That's why you can't have like space trophies also. So what they do is they try to make themselves look different. So they get like blue hair and try to make themselves look like an anime girl, or they get like the goth kids would get black lipstick and eyeshadow and stuff like that, but then they would all have it. So it's like not really. And they also they like to have tags, labels, descriptors, things that make them special, because I guess they're mediocre and they don't get laid a lot, or they're not popular, or they're not, I don't know what it is. They just don't feel special. So it's like a game. It's like an RPG game where you play. Nobody wants to be the human. If you're in a game where you can be a dwarf or a wizard or an elf or whatever, you want to have that specialness to it. So if you have like a Twitter bio or like a dating app, you can put all these different words. Like I'm an atypical, asexual, non-binary, genderqueer, whatever. And that makes you stand out somehow. So now anybody that's born like a regular guy attracted to women, a regular woman attracted to men, that's like grosses them out or something. It's like you're just a pleb, or you're like a cisgender. It's like they don't like that. So what's the word I've discovered? I don't know if any of you saw this video. Let me move this back over here. This is a barista at Starbucks. This is a trans man, so it's a woman who apparently has been way through all the hormone treatments and stuff, and they got a beard now, and they were working at Starbucks, and it's like understaffed, and people are yelling because they don't want to wait, and they're taking too long, they still get their job, and somebody called him a woman's name, or they referred to her as her, or whatever. Freaked her out. So his solution, what am I supposed to say? Their solution, whatever. I guess they is pretty good if it's like you don't know because they keep changing so much. They went to the back and they made a TikTok video, because that's you do when you have a job and people are waiting on you. You go make videos and you cry in the back. And the word is neurodivergent. That's the one that they used. They just kind of threw that in at the end of the video. They said, I'm neurodivergent, and they misgendered me, and it's bullshit, and all this stuff. So I didn't really think much about that, and went on with my day. And the other day, me and Austin were talking about the atheist experience. Now, the atheists, they had a thing a few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, called the Atheist Plus movement, which was kind of like, a lot of the atheists are pro LGBTQIAA plus PP, whatever, all the little letters, the alphabet soup of LGBTness. And because, like, if you're saying that homosexuality is a sin because the Bible says so or something, then you're just a religious reason, so you should be pro gay rights if you're an atheist. It's like a lot of them believe that. So it kind of split half the movement with the other half. And then there was this guy. Let me look at his name. He has his own blog. Pharyngia? What's it called? I forgot. He's like a white knight guy. What is his name? I forget. This fucking guy. I feel like he's just trying to get laid. A lot of people like get into all this stuff too, just to like try to get laid. Like they say they're women's rights advocates and they're like allies and shit because it's just guys trying to get pussy, and they don't catch it. It's also sad. So yeah, like religion, like Catholics and Protestants, they fork. And you have your Baptists and non-Baptists, and you have all these different religious kind of discrepancies, and you call splits. I forgot what the word for that was. Anyway, atheists had one of those based on this LGBTQI atheist plus or whatever it was. So, the atheist experience. Matthew Dillahunty, one of the main hosts, just quit recently. And I had been annoyed with the show for a long time because they started doing the pronoun game. And like everybody would call in and you would say, some redneck guy from the country, his name's Phil. His pronouns are he, him. Like, you don't have to say that. If it's a redneck guy from the country, it's safe to assume that, I mean, it's not that big a deal if you misgender somebody by accident. It's not like you're trying to, like, mess with somebody on purpose or something. You're doing it in a mean way. I'm sure a lot of people disagree, but anyway, they started doing that by the pronoun game. And every time, it's like, what do you call it? Virtue signaling, and it's cringy, and it annoys me. It doesn't, I mean, it just takes too long, too. It takes forever to go through all these pronouns. And you gotta stare at it on the screen, like, Jim, him, her, or he, him, they, them. They, them is one that's like, if you're not a multiple number of people, you're just one person. It's a plural word. Everybody's talked about this argument before. But if you're like that guy in the movie Split, where you have a split personality disorder, and you got like a guy, and a kid, and a girl, and a woman, like all these personalities that keep coming to the front, then I could see maybe using they, them pronouns, because you don't know which one you're talking to. Or like this barista, you don't know what the hell they're going on about, like if they're a man or a woman, or who cares. Nobody's trying to sleep with you anyway. But anyway, I was looking at the atheist experience and I was Googling the pronoun thing because I want to see if anybody else is annoyed like I am. And I ended up finding Jenna Belk profile. Now, I'm a fan of Jenna Belk. Also a huge fan of Tracy Harris. I loved her bodily autonomy argument for abortion. I always use that. But Jenna Belk's profile, I noticed she's not on the show anymore, I don't think. She used to be. If you go down here, she's got this personal life, and it says, Jenna is an ex-Catholic. They are neurodivergent. Also asexual and non-binary. They use they, them, and they, them pronouns. They are a mother. Does anybody else see the problem with that? They are asexual and a mother. Now, I'm not trying to be mean, but that seems to imply that she got raped and she was forced to keep the kid. And because she's asexual, because she doesn't want to have sex with anybody. So it must have been forced on her, right? I'm guessing it's probably not what happened. If it is, I apologize. But I'm trying to come up with another way this maybe could have happened, because I like doing that what-if game. Maybe she had sex with a guy, had the baby, decided she's done with sex, and now she's an asexual. So now her preference is just not to have sex with anybody because she's done. She's like, I didn't enjoy it. I had a baby. It was real painful. I'm quitting. That's not exactly what I'd call asexual. I feel like once you reach puberty, you either realize you're hetero or homo or asexual or whatever it is, and then you're done. It doesn't change, I don't think, in your lifetime. I don't know if that's true or not. But what was my other point? I made this video earlier and my mic was off, so I'm trying to remember everything. Yeah, I said Steve. I didn't mention said Steve. So neurodivergent. What is that? Let's look at the word here. So it's an umbrella term. It means pretty much anything that can go wrong with you mentally. You got ADHD, you got bipolar disorder, you got autism spectrum, you got schizophrenia and synesthesia, Down syndrome, PTSD. So a person that goes to war and gets PTSD is in the same category as a schizophrenic and somebody like a kid that just has ADHD, can't focus. Dyslexics. Synesthesia is that thing where you can like see sounds and hear colors and that look like colors, and that's pretty much neurodivergent. The definition of that is the opposite of neurotypical. So neurotypical, I guess, is somebody that doesn't have anything wrong with them, like a normie. Nobody wants to be a normie. Nobody wants to be typical. Nobody wants to be like a cis fag. I mean, I guess that's what they start calling them. Like, you're just a neurotypical. It's gay to be neurotypical. It's gay to be straight. It's so gay. Why are you straight for it? It's that thing where they don't want to be typical. They don't want to be normal. They have to be different and they have to be special. It's neuro specialty, pretty much. It's like it's a thing you can put on your tags to say I'm not like everybody else. Also implies a little bit of danger. Makes them sound a little bit dangerous. I'm neurodivergent. Or it's also like that movie, that Allegiant and Divergent and all those weird movies. It's like, oh yeah, I'll take a walk on the wild side. I got a wild streak. I'm neurodivergent. I feel like it's how everybody's gonna start using it. You're gonna start hearing this word everywhere. It's the new it word. It's the new thing everybody wants to be. Yeah, so I just wanted to be the first one to point it out. I feel like I had another point to make that I forgot to bring up. But I'm not going to think of it in time, so...